Hi everyone, welcome to Friday. Well, as you can maybe detect by my face, if you've ever looked at my face closely before, it normally doesn't have this blood around it and these stitches in my lip and my hand with half of it missing, etc. Try and be a little bit overly dramatic because, as you know, I am a bit of an attention seeker. But nonetheless, the simple fact is I flew off my bike last night while riding home from work in Wellbeing Week, ironically. So that means I won't be with you today, but what I do want to say to you is a few simple things. One is no excuses. I'm not making excuses from talking through my stitches to try and inspire you, so don't make excuses with your project work today. Do not waste your class time. Do not use this as an opportunity to sit back, check on your phone, check your social networking, do other subjects, and not progress with your silent film because time is running out. Yes, it is. You've got to the 29th of June. That's right. I've set a due date. It's Wednesday, week 9, and you can have no more time. You don't get it to me on the time, well, it's no different than a production house. If you don't get it to them, you lose your contract. There's big consequences, and I need to train you that way. It has to be to me on that Wednesday because I don't see you again until the practical exam on the Monday of that final week. And that's too late because my reports are due in the morning. So I have to have had it marked before we actually show it as a group. The thing I could do is I might have a last minute window of opportunity to moderate it with your advice and change the actual grade, but I have to have already seen it to be able to write the comments. So the 29th of June, Wednesday of week 9, is your final due date. Point number 1. Point number 2, you've got a lot of things to do in this lesson. If by some chance your production work can't continue because you have got a relief teacher who maybe is not media trained and you need to just be editing and you haven't got any footage, well, you're going to have to use your time as well as you can. And that may include listening to your silent film track again and writing down all the key moments. Actually draw a graph and think, okay, when is the music at its highest point? When does the music dip down? When would be a great time to have maybe a real extreme close-up? Another time, look at your storyboard and think, is that precise enough to know exactly when I do get a chance to finish off filming that I'm going to use my time super efficiently? Could you use the time to already set up your project? We've talked about this in previous projects where you could put in your credits already. You could put in those title cards. Have a look at other silent film projects and see how they've done their title cards and make sure that you've done 3 title cards. They're the minimum requirement. Talking about minimum requirements, have you checked on the silent film site? Let's have a look here and we go to our own Moodle site. If I can actually work with it here on the screen. So I'll show you, here's our Moodle site. We go into it and there's 2 spots you need to be looking at. So one is the International Youth Silent Film Festival, and we discovered last lesson, or myself and a couple of the students did anyhow, that it was pointed out if you can't get to the music or you've had problems, the best way to get there is to go into this little one where it says 2016 Silent Film Festival Guidelines. Click on it, and if all the technology is working properly, it should come to a document looking like this where it says Submission Guidelines. I'll make the view a little bit bigger for you. And right there, you have to choose from one of the 10 themes, as you already know. If you click on one of those themes, it's going to magically take you to a link on the internet, all going well, where you'll be able to play those themes straight away. Not only play them, but download them for free. So make sure that you've listened to it numerous times. So if you've chosen horror, and we'll just play it here for the sake of proving that it works. Can't hear a thing, so maybe it doesn't work. Oh no, there it is. Okay, that you can actually be noting and thinking, okay, from 0 seconds till 13 seconds, a slow build up. Write it down. From 14 seconds, starts to become a little bit more haunting, building up to the 30-second mark. Anyhow, I won't do that for the whole session because it'll be boring for the whole class, but you get the picture. That's one thing that you might not have done, but you could do. And that will help you not just in the storyboarding, but also in the editing. So think about those little things. So you've got titles that you could do without having to film. you've got doing the credits, you've got working with that soundscape and making sure that you understand your soundscape, and remember your chosen theme has to be what you're storyboarding for. Don't do what a few groups have asked about, and I've said this already. Don't choose horror and then say, oh, can we do an action film to the horror soundtrack? No, you can't, because you'll be marked down for it, and it says it here in the marking guidelines. Let's have a look at the marking guidelines. So when I switch to the marking guidelines, these are the scoring guidelines that are under, and I better just show you where they're under. Let's go back to our Moodle site, really flicking around here, trying to lose you, but that's okay. Doesn't annoy me, probably just annoys you. If we go here, marking guidelines, you can look under two places. But one, International Youth Silent Film Festival, you're actually submitting this. I want you to submit this to the festival and try and win yourself some prize money and get some notoriety for it. And if you go into the scoring guidelines, there's one section there that will tell you about the scoring guidelines, and I've already got that document up, and it's got story, and there's a number of things like, does the story match the theme? Okay, point number one. Cinematography, is the lighting appropriate? Does it add to the emotional impact of the story, etc.? Editing, is the action cut to match the music? That's vital. Acting, is the performance believable to the role being played? Have you chosen age-appropriate actors? All those sorts of things. So make sure you have a look at that one. But secondly, also look at this document here. This document is one that I've made up, and it's on montage, where I'm going to give you a grade based on the scoring guidelines from the International Youth Silent Film Festival that I just showed you, but also this one. So have a read through here. Is there purposeful and effective collaboration? That's not in the International Youth Silent Film guidelines, but I put it here because it's part of what we're trying to work on as a school. One of those 4 C's that you probably would have already heard about. So if you're sitting back and you're not doing your fair share of work, then collaboration is something that I may mark you down for. Creative and sensitive production of media artworks that challenge the audience. So if it's a stereotype, if it's a cliche, and I've seen it time and time again, and there's no reason for doing it, you just don't because it's a cheap option, or an easy option should I say, well, once again, it's going to be marked down for it. And really that reflects what the International Youth Silent Film Festival is doing as well. So think carefully in this lesson. If you can't get out there and film for whatever reason, then think carefully about can you change the story slightly to make it a little bit fresher? Can you work on the ending? Maybe a twist ending, as I've talked to about people. There's many, many ways to end a story, end a narrative aspect of your film, and a twist to it, an unexpected ending can be a lot better way for the audience to have its final feeling than simply a cliche or simply an ending and people thinking, I don't understand what happened there. Okay, so you've got a long lesson today. I won't be there because I'm struggling to walk a little bit, and I don't want to burst my stitches particularly, but I can't really drive a car with my hand and my knee and my shoulder. So I'm relying on you doing the right thing, using your time there at Glenunga International High School with great facilities to work on getting a great final project in Year 10. And if this is the last time you do media studies at Glenunga, make it great. If it's not the last time, we'll make it a great Year 10 project to kick on to Year 11, where it gets even better, or Year 12 media studies, where you'll start using really expensive cameras and it will be brilliant. Note sales pitch. Then let's use our time right now. Okay? No regrets, no excuses. Get on with it. Thanks very much for listening.